better to do so sooner than later. It was sent 2 days before the subpoena went out from Congress for Clinton's emails. The Clinton camp tells Fox News the word dump refers to releasing the emails, not destroying them. Let's bring in our chief political anchor for his take on all of this, Brett Baer, anchor of Special Report. Brett, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Kimberly.
Okay, so I was reading all the emails back and forth on this today, and you had some specific comments about it, because the question is, what does that word mean? Does it mean that they were going to do like the equivalent of what we know to be a Friday, news dump, put something out about it, or dump, does that mean to get rid of them? What were some of the nuances and information you were getting today?
All I was pointing out was that if you give the Hillary Clinton campaign and John Podesta the benefit of the doubt, and you say dump meant dump, get out sooner rather than later, a couple of things. What actually happened? They turned over what they wanted to turn over, and then at the end of that month of March 2015, they destroyed 33,000 emails and the server with BleachBit. Now, we don't know how many work-related emails were in that batch. Did they classify Clinton Foundation emails dealing with the Clinton Foundation and the Secretary of State as work-related? We don't know, because they destroyed that server. The other thing is, if you give them the benefit of the doubt, and dump means put it out, they would have been putting out classified information, because we know from the FBI director and the presentation that there were classified emails on her unsecured private server. So you can say what they wanted to do, what they were talking about in these emails behind the scenes, but you also have to note what practically happened. And they did destroy some 33,000 emails.
Still to be discovered. All right, everyone take it around the table. Pulling your question?
Yeah, Brett, the inconsistencies are amazing. The one you just point out as well, because they say on one hand we meant release, but as you point out, they destroyed 33,000. Also, if you remember, at one point there was a deal struck where after the secretary either testified or was deposed, I'm not sure which one it was, that there was an agreement to destroy some of these units, these laptops and the handhelds. Meanwhile, the FBI smartly, wisely held on to the laptop. The point is this. Why would they cut a deal to destroy the laptop if they weren't intending on hiding something? Bill McGurn today in the Wall Street Journal, Juan pointed out a Wall Street Journal op-ed that's at the top. Just below it, Bill McGurn says, you know what? Call the secretary's bluff on it. Release all these emails, Comey.
Yeah, well, I think it's a great point, and one in which, how the FBI makes that deal for not only immunity, but the destruction of actual potential evidence is really quite something. But just to put it in perspective here, Eric, WikiLeaks, in 25 different releases, including one this morning, has released 42,000 emails of John Podesta's Gmail account. What is potentially on Anthony Weiner's laptop, Uma Abedin's emails, number, we're told, some 600,000, 650,000. So what has been released so far by WikiLeaks is 1/15th of what potentially is on that laptop that the FBI is currently exploiting. And that gives you a sense of what they're looking at. Could a lot of it be duplicates of what they've already seen? Yes. Could 33,000 or so emails be on there? Yes, and they're going through it right now, we're told, with a fine-tooth comb in technological sense, with special tools and a task force that was on the original case.
All right, Danny, you have a question for Brett.
Well, I do think something on the Friday after Thanksgiving is such a jerk move. I imagine that then the question then internally within all the other emails was that they were concerned about classified, even though Hillary Clinton had assured us there were none. So emails are on Anthony Weiner's laptop, but he can't just...
And, I think that from the FBI director's point of view, you are potentially making a case here, so you're not going to put out any evidence. Now, that case is pretty tough if you think about all the things that have transpired, including the President of the United States in an interview long ago saying there was no national security threat to this email situation. Fast forward to all the things that have come out since, that would be a pretty tough case overall to be making. But to your point, all of this stuff was on an unsecured private server. We're just getting from Judicial Watch State Department documents that suggest the IT guy, Brian Pagliano, sent an email saying that the server had been hacked 10 times in one day. Back in 2010, and he made the U.S. Secret Service aware of the hackings. So you know, as far as handling classified information, it's not exactly the best track record here.
Certainly not.
Terrible. All right, Greg.
This is now, I think, the official low of 2016 that we have 6 people trying to discuss the meaning of the word dump.
Well, you don't disappoint, do you, Greg?
Thank you for taking us.
Now you've ruined not just our show, but special report. Well done, Gutfeld. All right, don't con. We'll ask you something dignified.
So, any effort to destroy any emails?
Why is this one? This man, this woman, this black woman right here. Why is she always trying to defend Hillary Clinton? That's all I want to know.
Earlier, which is Hillary Clinton saying she was not under subpoena when some of those emails that we're discussing were destroyed. So I'm wondering, how do you deal with what Comey came to as a conclusion, which is there was no intent to destroy anything, and how do you deal with Hillary Clinton saying, hey, I wasn't under subpoena when this request was made?
Yeah, so a couple of things. One is, you know, he is saying what he's saying about that investigation, not seeing all the back and forth that we have since seen on the WikiLeaks emails that was going on behind the scenes inside the Clinton campaign, number one. Number two, technically work-related emails. He was referencing work-related emails. We now know that there was a Clinton Foundation investigation that never stopped, that 4 different FBI offices were continuing this look into the Clinton Foundation. And
notice how they don't cut off Brett Baer, because Brett Baer is like the #1 Fox fucking reporter right now. No bullshit.
If the Clintons decided that those were not work related, they would be part of the ones that were destroyed. And what Comey was talking about was specifically the classified aspect of that investigation. That's what I'd say about it, but I mean, that's
and he way smarter than Juan Williams,
yeah, I think that would be
dumbass.
the most injurious part. I mean, clearly.
Look at them, how they looking like, are you
if they
fucking
said,
serious,
they
Juan?
intentionally destroyed what they knew to be classified. That's when I would, alarms would go off in my head. But thanks, Brett.
The alarm's going off in the control room.
The alarm's going off in the American
Thank you so
household,
much.
you
And make
fucking
sure to
piece of
catch him on
shit
Special
bastard.
Report
Get your
tonight
bitch
at
ass
6
off
p.m.
of fucking
Eastern, also when
TV.
he's on at 8 p.m. Eastern on
Uncle
Sunday.
fucking
And
Ruckus.
another issue, Donald Trump vowed once again to repeal it. Hear that next.